just imagine so many people that have missed out on their soulmate because they just too blind to see it. Hey, good morning. How y'all doing? As y'all can see, I'm at it, right? Back at it. I wanted to get on here really quick and just talk to you guys for a few moments before I go into my, I believe, fourth stop of the day, I think. Third or fourth stop, I don't know. Y'all know I get up early, I get to it. So, first of all, I wanted to ask you guys, how was your Valentine's Day, first of all? Okay. How was y'all's Valentine's Day? How did y'all celebrate it? Or did y'all ignore it? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's really y'all's thoughts on Valentine's Day? Like, do you feel like Valentine's Day should be a day that's just celebrated that one day out the year? Or are you somebody that feels like, okay, Valentine's Day is just a regular day for me, so I celebrate it every day, so it's not something that I gotta like break the bank to go do for somebody? What's y'all's opinions on that? Seriously. Like, I've learned that everybody looks at that holiday different. It seems like everybody's on it the same, but it's not. Like, I'm gonna be real with y'all. For me, it's honestly a normal day. It's really just a normal day, because I've always been that type of person that doesn't wait until one day to show somebody I appreciate them or whatever. And that doesn't have to necessarily do with romantically. I mean, friendships too. Like, you know, I don't wait until one holiday to show somebody I appreciate them. Like, when it comes to Christmas and stuff like that, you know, I'll go and like get something from my mom and them, but like for the most part, my mom and them, they're getting stuff all year round. You know, it's just some stuff that you don't want to wait until one day out the year to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's just me. Valentine's Day for me, you know, most people, their day consists of roses and flowers and everything. My Valentine's Day, I actually grinded. I worked on myself Valentine's Day. I went to the bag. I'm gonna be real with y'all. It's really crazy me explaining this to y'all. Alright, let me tell y'all the story. So, as y'all know, I told y'all we had a whole snowstorm and everything, right? Remember I told y'all that? So, when that snowstorm happened, like all my clients and stuff that I had set up, everything got pushed back a couple weeks, right? You can't do nothing in the snow. You know, the water's frozen, you know, water tank, we couldn't do anything. So, we rescheduled everything. Everything's been getting pushed back, so we're just now kind of, you know, starting it back, right? So, a gentleman, he called, and you know, he was more trying to get his wife's car address, right? He didn't really care too much about his. He wanted his address, but he was really more focused on his wife's car, right? So, long story short, you know, gave him a quote and everything, and we decided that the amount for the details should have been much more than what we quoted. So we really underquoted, but we underquoted because we wanted a structure. We wanted to keep constantly having the same clients. You know, I've decided just with my whole rebrand of my business this year that I no longer want to just keep taking any and every form of money, right? And when I say that, like, obviously I can go out here and wash any car that is to wash, but I want, if I don't put 6 or 7 hours into a car detail, I would like to keep seeing that car every month. You get what I'm saying? Because for me, when I detail cars and stuff, like, most of y'all see like the dirt, debris and all that. I don't see that. Like, I actually generally develop a relationship with these people, and when I go and detail that car, like, I can see everything that they got going on. So I have more of a emotional, you know, connection with these people, so I would like to keep seeing it. So, long story short, we decided to underquote a little bit just to make a bundle package going on. You know what I'm saying? We wanted his business, but we also wanted his wife's too. So we came up with a conclusion of, okay, we'll slightly underquote it, but you know, it's gonna be better for us in the long run. So, you know, I said, darn, you know, underquoted, but it's gonna work out, right? All right, cool. Fast forward till, you know, Valentine's Day. So Valentine's Day rolls around the corner, and we had just finished one. I sent him a message, whatever, blah, blah, blah. As we got there, it really just sucked in with me, like, darn, you know, like, we got to do this, and I really underquoted, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really, really wish I wouldn't have underquoted that much, you know? That's what's going on in my head as we drive into the detail. And I had remembered that Friday, the day before, Friday it's some products I've been researching and I've been wanting to try. So I went in the store, got it, and when I went in the store, it was a couple damaged bottles in there, and it was this product I wanted to try. And I asked the guy, it was a gentleman there, I asked him, hey, you got some damaged product here. Do you guys, offer a discount for a damaged product? Mind you, I already knew what he was going to say because I worked in retail, but I still have to keep professional. I still have to, let them do their job. And one of the guys was like, oh, well, from the way it looks like, that bottle already came like that. And I'm like, but I had to keep professional, y'all. Like, I had to keep professional. Like I said, everybody don't have common sense, right? So I said, okay, cool, whatever. And I said, you know what? Thank you. I'll just go up front. And, he said, okay, cool. All right, cool. So I get up front, and the manager, I rang my stuff up and everything, and I'm talking to him, and I'm like, hey, I have this product that I want. I want to know. I know the answer to it, but I got to ask. I got to keep professional. I said it just like that. I got this damaged product, and I asked the guy over there, hey, do y'all guys offer a discount for damaged products? And he was like, oh, this product looks like this. It came in it like that. And even he made the same funny face that I made. He's like, what? He was like, who told you that? And I'm like, I'm whispering, right? Because, we don't want nobody in business. And he's like, He says, really not even supposed to be on the shelf. How about this? I ain't going to even charge you for it. I said, okay, cool, And then he got to see my products. And he said, man, he was asking me what I do. And I told him what I do. And I gave him a business card. He said, yeah, I figured you knew what you was doing when you asked for that, because only, people that's into that stuff and really know what they're doing ask for that. We got to talk about that. Okay, cool. Now, fast forward. I had to give y'all backstory before I get back into it so you can understand. So I got the product that I want to test it. So fast forward, like I said, and then I got to thinking like, darn, I did buy that product yesterday. We had all that snow, so I know it's some paint contaminants and everything on his car. So darn, you know what? Let me upsell the service real quick. So I said, if I can do this, then I'll feel a little bit more better knowing the amount, even though I still undercharged, but not too bad, right? I said, if I can get him on board, then, I'm in the middle. I'm good, So I said something to him about it and everything. And I just told him, since we're running behind, we're going to do this for free. And, also since we had that snow, blah, 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 blah. And he was on board with it. Cool. Didn't think nothing else up. He said, yeah, go ahead, whatever. Cool. So we get to doing the car detailing and everything, probably about, 6 hours in, we got finished with everything. And, because we did 2 vehicles at once. We did, the real deep interior service. We did the exterior wash. We did the paint decontamination, clean, and all. We did all that. So 6 hours, like I said, for 2 big SUVs. Anyway, I already had my mind made up the amount, that I felt more comfortable with. So in the end, he was like, well, how much do I owe you, right? And I told him. He was like, that's funny you say that, because this is the exact amount that I have for you. And he gave me an envelope. And the envelope was the same amount that I had my mind made up, that what I should have originally kind of quoted the very first time, even though it was under, but it was the exact same amount. So I say all that to say, y'all, just have faith, and know your worth. Know your worth the first time. You know what I'm saying? Like, that man didn't know how much it was going to cost. He had already had his mind made up. Okay, it was this price. And he tipped me, and it equaled up to that amount. You know what I'm saying? It was just crazy how this day aligned for me. The day prior, I went to the store, got this product for free. I did my first upsell, right, with a product, and then now look at that, So I say all that to say, y'all, know your worth. You know what I'm saying? People that value your work, they will pay. And it may be some people that's like, what? Why do you work on Valentine's Day? Why do you work on Valentine's Day? You mean to tell me, they didn't do this for you? They didn't do that? I mean, y'all, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm probably one of the most easy to be with. I really don't ask for anything. I'm just be real. I really don't. With the way my mom raised us to be independent. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate my mom for that each and every day. I really do. Shout out to my mama. She probably looking at this. But, my mom raised us to be independent, so I've always just kind of had my ducks in a row. So I don't ask much for anybody, but I'm learning to allow somebody to do things for me, if that makes sense. I feel like people don't talk about that enough, how being independent can just have an effect on you if you come in terms with somebody that actually got their ducks in a row. I ain't gonna lie, like, I can sit up here and be real with y'all. You know, I've never been with somebody that has had structure in their life until recently. You get what I'm saying? And I have to learn to just allow them to just take the load off on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all know how hard that is when you go from just doing everything on your own, not struggling or anything, but you just been doing everything on your own. And when you meet somebody else and you're always building them up to where you're just used to it. It's normal to you. Like, you're numb to always constantly helping somebody out. So, you know, in the long run, things don't work out with that individual, right? You done did so much helping them out to where your cup is empty from helping them. And then long-term wise, somebody may actually come into your life and they actually have structure and stuff. And then you may overlook them or think that they're too good to be true. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that don't get talked about enough. Like, and we really need to just talk about it. So, y'all, I just say all that to say, you know, if you're like me and you're in a similar boat, or you know somebody that's like that, like, just, I guess, reassure them that it is fine to let your guard down with people. I know sometimes it's hard, because us being like that is really honestly a coping mechanism, because we've been let down for so long. Whether you want to believe that or not, it is. And I just been holding myself accountable for a lot of things. I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I've been in denial about this individual for a long time, because I'm just like, wow, you know, like, you know, like I said, when you get so used to just uplifting everybody else out, somebody else come in your life and you know, you could just add to what they got going on. Y'all both pouring into each other. It almost feels unreal, which is why, you know, when we pray to God and we ask God for certain things, you know, how can we really just pray to God, and then when he sends us a helper or whatever it is we ask him for and we get it, we then want to go back and question it. You get what I'm saying? When we should be able to look at somebody and know off the rip if they're of God or not. You get what I'm saying? So we just need to do our part there, guys. Like, we really do. Like, just imagine so many people that have missed out on their soulmates, the people that they're supposed to be with, just because they just been so, you know, involved with just so much hurt, to where when God blesses them with that person, they just too blind to see it. You get what I'm saying? Like, God he's not gonna bless you in no mess, and he definitely ain't gonna send no mess your way. So, y'all, I just want to come over here and talk to y'all and just tell y'all what I had going on. I hope y'all have a great morning, and just tell me y'all's thoughts down below. See y'all in the next one.